Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to another day of homemaking, a weekly reset, doing things that make my heart happy and just staying home. That makes me happy. And just getting a couple of things done that I wanted to do. Looking back, editing this, I got a lot more done than I had expected to, which again makes me super happy. And I got a little things done that have been on my to-do list for a very long time. So I'm starting today with just a load of washing. It's just last week's Zumba clothes and general bits and bobs. It is absolutely terrible weather today and yesterday, but hopefully it will space enough for us to put some washing out for it to be dry at least a little bit. I am also washing my hair this morning because I can't be bothered having a big shower, bit of a sensory nightmare. So here it goes, because I'm meant to be going and having my hair dyed in a couple of days. And then also I'm just prepping some watermelon and some rock melon that were given to me, and they were in the fridge. I'm trying to clean out the fridge as well because we're in the middle of one of our pantry use it up challenges and our weekly food shop. Gonna grab the washing out and hang it up while there's some sun. As you've seen in previous vlogs and videos, I've been keeping all of the food scraps and then just digging them through the garden beds. It's just easier to do it this way than create my own compost type thing, which is what the bins are to the side there. They were set up, but I just, it's a lot of work. So just digging them in, putting them in here will help. I'm not the world's best gardener, but I try. And we'll get there eventually. I thought I'd have a look at, not last week, but the week before's stuff that I planted, and I couldn't find it, but I was probably digging in the wrong spot, so that's okay. I had some broccoli and cauliflower that was in the fridge from last week. It is starting to look a little bit sad, so I'm just going to chop that up and throw it in the freezer. I cook it to an inch with it as life anyway, so yeah. Oh my gosh, I am not going to keep the scraps here to make veggie scraps because my freezer is chock-a-block full, and I will just go and bury them in the garden eventually. Yesterday I volunteered for the bread run and I was given some of the finger buns because they know they're my family favourite. So very grateful for that. Unfortunately though, these are the coconut ones which my daughter doesn't eat. So I thought, well, I made cinnamon scrolls last week and they were so popular. I wanted to give making finger buns a go, and I have the perfect idea because I do have a box of brioche in the baking cupboard, which is a terrible mess right now, which I need to clean out, but I'm also trying to do a bit of a use it up, and so systematically you can see me going through some things, and I'll do some finger buns that way. I did a bit of a tidy up of the kitchen as well. I had planned on filming a grocery haul, which I've just realized I didn't get around to doing on editing this. So I'll add that to the list to do later the week. So yes, here's the baking cupboard, absolute mess as you can see, but you know what? I know where everything is. And we've got this brioche here that I bought quite a few years ago now. So what I'm going to do is exchange out the yeast packet that's in there and put my own yeast that I have in the freezer, because I think yeast that is 4 years old probably would not be very stable anymore. I got given some yeast back in 2020 because everyone was cooking from home and someone dropped some yeast off to me, but I didn't get around to using it for about 4 years and it was dead as a doornail. So I figured these yeast packets won't be much different, so I'll swap it out to give myself the best success. I must have read the back of this packet about 3 or 4 times because it just seemed so like simple with instructions, just mix this and this and it was done. So I was a bit confused about how it rested, and yeah, we got there in the end. I'm glad there's another packet though to try again down the track. I will feel a bit more confident the next time I make some things. I think I'm going to have to watch some bread making videos to see how people roll up their bread, because mine was a little bit of a disaster. It baked fine in the end and it looks perfectly fine, but oh my gosh, trying to shape these was interesting to say the least. I think if it was just round buns, it would have been perfectly fine, but trying to do these specific log shapes, yeah. And off camera I rolled them and played around with them a little bit more than what I've shown here. I put them to bed to rest. I said, shh. And they also went into the warm oven because I'd preheated that so they could rest for a little bit while. And so while all that rested, I decided to sit down and rest myself and read. I'm doing a challenge called 75 Soft right now, which requires to read 10 pages a day. And I'm reading this book right now that I found in a little free street library. Of course, I was attracted to the cover and then I realized who the author was, and I've read one of her books before, so I snatched it up so quickly. And at the point of editing this, I am nearly halfway through. Here's my bookmark, which is a letter that a subscriber sent to me a while ago. That's very dear and close to my heart. You know who you are. So I have that around with me, which I'm very grateful for. We had someone stay over for one night in between house sitting gigs, and this blow up mattress. I I didn't even realize we had one until I went looking in the cupboard and realized it was there. So it was a journey and a half to blow it up. It was so funny. And putting it back down again was just about the same. I didn't realize that the air hole that's at the end here, there's actually a flap inside of it, and if you push it inside, you can push it out the way for the air to come out a lot quicker. So I'm leaning on it here, I nearly fall off, and the air's coming out ever so slow, and I'm thinking, how long am I going to be here for? And then I had a look at it and realized you can super speed the thing happening. So I time lapsed it all for it to get compacted down. Yeah. Have you ever been sleeping on an air mattress and you wake up overnight and all the air has gone? That's what reminded me of it while I was compacting everything. I know I don't look very elegant, but keeping it real around here. I then sorted out this massive basket of material. I got given this massive bag of material scraps from someone in the Buy Nothing group, and I stuck it in the shed because it was in a big plastic container because I didn't have time to deal with it. But I've been thinking about it over the past couple of weeks, so I thought now is the time to get it out. So I'm sorting it into colors. So I'm basically doing the rainbow, red, yellow, blue, green, and then purple, pink, and some browns and some neutrals at the end. And then I'm going to start looking how I can match material up and make some aprons and maybe a quilt. I'm gonna see what I'm up to. Here is all the material finished. I definitely have a lot of green and I've got quite a few ideas already. If you have any ideas of what I can make, please let me know down below. Here are our brioche buns that are finished, all different shapes, definitely homemade, what can I say? And I just put the tea towel over the back of them to keep the moisture in a little bit. I'm going to make some cornflake cookies with this plant-based butter. I'm going to see how it goes because I don't think it has enough fats in it to really be a good cookie texture, but I'm hoping that it's a lot healthier fats, if that makes sense. Plus it's in the fridge, plus I wanted to use it up, and I know what cornflake cookies should be with the consistency, so I thought that I would use it. I also have this massive pile of cornflakes that my mum gave to me a long time ago. It's taken me forever to get through them. I'm just doing a basic icing mixture for the finger buns. I'm just using icing sugar with a dash of milk. I probably should have Googled how it's made because I've got a feeling that it's probably a lot softer and fluffier, so they probably use butter or something in it. As per usual, I didn't bother Googling or looking up any recipes before I did it. I just went, I know how to ice something. I do know that you mix butter and icing to make like a butter frost, and you can do cooking egg whites and mixing that to make like a French icing. I have done all that before, so I just did the old school 80s icing, dash of milk, and yeah. So I've done sprinkles, hundreds and thousands, and also a cinnamon sugar topping, which I've now worked out is actually brown sugar sprinkled on top. So it just means I have to make it all again and try again. So here they are, a couple of missings. They got eaten and my half one is in there eaten. You'll never guess which one is the Baker's Delight. I put a picture on Facebook and asked everyone, and some people were going, I have no idea. I don't know if they're being funny or not, but still I appreciate the support. And then all the cornflake cookies that are there, and some for my mum. And then I also did the 100 cookie recipe to fill up the cookie jar. Thanks so much for joining with me this week. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.